Let's talk on Anahatha chakra. It's the Anahatha chakra is the one which is placed in between the three chakras above, three chakras below. There are 7 chakras in our body. That is starting from Muladhara chakra, which is facing down. First chakra, which is represented in red color. Second is Swadhisthana. Third is Manipura chakra. These 3 we have already seen. Fourth chakra, about which I am going to talk now, it is placed between the upper 3 chakras and lower 3 chakras. It is forming a bridge between the lower 3 chakras and the upper 3 chakras. How it forms a link or bridge between the 3 upper chakras and 3 lower chakras, I have described now. The development of Anahatha chakra starts from actually from the age of 4, continues up to 7 years. At this time, the child starts moving about. It goes out, it goes to school, it just goes to visit the relatives' house. It is actually seeing things, and the child wants to know what it is all about. And when he is trying to be inquisitive, the parents' job is to just explain everything in detail with lot of love. Now, the centrally located lower 3 chakras for materialistic purpose. What is materialistic purpose? I am alive. How I am alive, whether I am a thief or a politician or a professor or whatever it is, I am alive. All of us are alive. Next one is Swadhisthana chakra. First one is because of the root, Muladhara chakra. Second one is to enjoy materialistic life. That is, what is materialistic life? I have a good home. I have a good family. I can earn for my own family. I am enjoying life. I got car, I have got house, and I have got so many things in my life. That is for materialistic purpose, to enjoy day-to-day life. That is materialistic purpose. That is connected to or linked to Swadhisthana chakra, second chakra. Third chakra, with the help of fire element, it is the child is able to take food, it nourishes itself, it goes to some mother's house, it just starts moving out and it befriends itself with some other people, and it just goes on itself. It is independent. It knows it can move about without much of support by the parents or family and other family members. Autonomy is experience. But the food also, digestive system associated with it. Because of the fire element, we take food, cooked food. Cooking is done with the fire, but that is not enough. So fire element is there to digest the food, whatever cooked already. So fire element is related to digestive system. Digestion takes place. The digestion is done by the stomach initially, then it goes to the next compartment, next segment, that is small intestine, where the digested food is absorbed, the nutrients are absorbed by the small intestine. Through the blood vessel, it reaches the liver. Then from the liver, whatever is to be stored, liver stores, whatever is necessary for day-to-day life, it goes to the heart, and I will come to that cycle later on. So how air actually is responsible for fanning out the energy that is created by the fire. Now air is the element that is responsible for the organs that are related to Anahatha chakra. We are talking about the Anahatha chakra. Air is the element. First element is earth. Second element is water. Third element is fire. Then the fourth element is the air. We are coming to that only. Air is the element which we cannot feel, we cannot touch and feel, we can only experience. The lower three elements we can touch or feel. Earth we can touch, water we can touch, fire we can feel. But the above ones are for spirituality. That is the bridge connecting the materialistic life to spiritual life. Here actually is the bond between the materialistic life and the spiritual life. Now air is connected link to air element is linked to the Anahatha chakra. So Anahatha chakra is connected to link to air element. Fire is the one which is on the ground. From the fire, smoke or air just comes. It just fans. It just moves. When it moves, it goes around the body or inside the body, and it actually purifies the mind and the physical body. Of all the elements, air is the one most powerful element to cleanse, purify, because it fans the fire in our body and mind. I'll just give an example. We do homa. When homam is actually associated with the fire. We create fire when we perform homa. Then from the fire, smoke comes. When the smoke doesn't stay where the fire is, it just spreads. When it spreads, the pure fire, the pure air coming out of fire element just moves about, it fans, and it just purifies the area around that homa. Okay, entire area is purified. That is how the air element is acting in our body. Fire element is there. Then from the fire element, air just comes out. Then that is the blossoming period for the air element. Anahatha chakra blossoms. Then digested food, from the digested food, nutrients are taken by the small intestine. From the small intestine, the energy is going to or blood goes to into the liver. Whatever is necessary for later period is stored there. What is required for day-to-day life is actually goes to the heart. From the heart, through the blood vessel, the nutrients are taken by means of the blood vessels. Heart takes the nutrients. Now, for fanning out, air is required. From where does it come? By our breathing. Air, actually, what we take in the form of air, it just reaches the lungs. There is air exchange takes place. Then the pure oxygen actually goes to the heart, mixes with the nutrients. The blood vessel takes the nutrients in the form of oxygenated blood, reaching each and every part of the body. So now air and fire you cannot separate. From the fire, air is created. Air actually fans out to reach each and every part of the body. At the same time, it purifies the mind and the physical body. So now these are the organs that are related to Anahatha chakra. All these organs are present in the thoracic cavity. The grey structure which is large, they are the lungs. Two lungs are there, one is left, other one is the right. In between this, heart is present. In between the lungs, There is another organ that is called thymus. Thymus originally considered to be an organ which is related to immune system, but this is considered to be an endocrine organ connected to Anahatha chakra. So thymus actually secretes a hormone called thymosin. Because of the thymosin, the cells which are lymphocytes, they mature in the form of T cells. They are responsible for protecting us from the infection. So this thymus actually is fully grown up to one particular stage of the childhood. All of us are adults. They are present in the form of, the thymus is still present in the form of a small size of pepper. That's all. But still it is alive. But only thing is when this immune system becomes weak, like we have experienced corona. When the immune system becomes weak, you can just tap the thymus, which is present in the form of a atrophied organ, small size. It is not as big as it is shown here. It is only in the child. But in our system, in adult, it is in the form of a small paper. When you want to increase the immune system, empower the immune system, what you can do, this is in the, we have got a collarbone. We have got a collarbone here. This is the collarbone on the left side. First rib, second rib, third rib. Between the second rib and third rib, the middle, if you just gently tap, thymus, which is atrophied, just gets rejuvenated. It starts producing T cells against the infectious virus. We can stimulate it still. So this is what is likely to happen. That is, thymus undergoes atrophy at a particular stage of childhood. Then it is still present in the form of a small pepper, small sized pepper. But it can be rejuvenated at any time when you think our immune system is weak. This is by tapping between the second and third rib, exactly in the middle. So these are the organs that are related to Anahatha chakra. This is, see, you can see the thymus in childhood, newborn baby. See the size of the thymus in adult life. It is very small. See, Anahatha chakra, when it develops, what are the characteristic feature of a child between 4 and 7? At this stage, child is admitted in the school. Um, it starts developing some sort of affinity to some dress. It starts loving itself. It wants to dress itself with a proper dress, and it chooses its own color. It starts beautifying itself. All these things are there because it starts loving itself, self-love. If that is denied, it starts hating the person who is denying all this love and also the other persons. So hatred will be the opposite emotion. Self-love. It has to be, see, we are given a beautiful body. God has created this body. This body has got several organs. None of these organs are under our control. but all of them are doing their function automatically, for which we have to self-love ourselves. But the child does not know that it has to love itself, but the love comes, the love means pure unconditional love. It starts loving itself. It goes for taking bath and applying powder or makeup or whatever it is. It dresses itself neatly because of love for its own body. Then it starts loving others also. Unconditional love. See, when a child, what is unconditional? When a child goes out school, it meets several children there. It befriends the children. That is unconditional love. Meets several children. It comes across several teachers. It starts loving the teacher who teaches nicely and also with lot of love. So that love is an unconditional love. Doesn't expect anything back. Just a universal love. See, the entire universe covered by what we see in the form of sky. Sky is not related to one nation, another nation. It doesn't divide. One umbrella in the form of sky. We are all living under the sky, that is universe. All of us are living under one umbrella. That is, we have to love everything that is under one umbrella, that is sky. Then the love is unconditional love. We have to start loving the mm, trees, nature. We have to start the animals, the plants, and the other human beings also. Unconditional love that starts at the age of 4 to 7. Because at this stage only it goes out, it meets people and children also, it meets the teachers, then it meets the relatives. All of them are cherishing this child with love. It reciprocates by showing its own love to the children, other children, and relatives also. This is unconditional love. Compassion, that is sympathy, empathy. When the people are coming to us after exhausting all the other therapies, they are coming for empathy or empathy as a last mode of treatment, as a last resort. Now, I'll give you an example. Compassion. When one child came to me with some problem, it was brought to me by the mother and also grandmother. Grandmother happened to be my student. She was a master. She actually brought her daughter and the grandson. Grandson had some problem. First time when he came to me, when I was in SRMC, he actually did not know anything about the method of doing Reiki. So he just came with some problem. Mother was telling about the problem of the child. I asked the child to lie down on the couch. He refused. He was afraid. Then I said to keep the child on your lap. I will do something. I told the mother, I'll do Reiki for you. You know how Reiki is done? We don't even touch the people. We just don't even touch the patient. I just did something for the chakra. I just um, um, healed the chakras of the mother while the child was sitting on the lap of the mother. Then the child was watching me doing Reiki for the mother. Then the child said, yes, I will also accept this one. I did Reiki for the child. The child was sitting on the mother's lap only when I did Reiki for the child. Next day, when he was coming, he told his mother, today I'll lie down on the couch, I'll take the treatment. This is one example. That is loving. The second one is the same child, after some time, he saw his own classmate suffering from some ailment. This child is about 5, 6 or That's all. But only thing is, he saw the child, another child, his friend suffering. When he was going home, he told his mother, Amma, why don't you just ask this child's mother to take this, to take my friend to Dr. Lalitha? That is compassion. He didn't want it, he want another child to suffer. This has happened some years back when I was in SRMC. See, believe it or not, this is what is likely to happen in the innocent child's mind. Child is full of love. We should not create any hatred in the child's mind. We are the one who are responsible for creating love or hatred. When a child is told is loving this Reiki, loving Reiki, he has already told his mother. See, he doesn't want another child because that is compassion. His friend should not suffer. That is compassion. That is sympathy. So this is what is called compassion when it is developing at this stage 4 to 7. Relationship with family and friends. When guest comes, if the mother starts murmuring, the child knows mother doesn't like. So I should not also like. When an auntie, uncle, or somebody comes, mother just releases a broad smile. So she is happy when these people come. So immediately the child recognizes these people are related to us. They are very hot. They are to be invited with welcome. So they just reciprocate with the same love as his mother does. So this is what is happening. That is, you have to love the guests who are coming, or the relatives who are coming, or the people who are around us. So the society has is responsible for creating hatred or love in the mind of the child. Then, when a person comes, when the mother doesn't receive with open heart, immediately shake it. The same thing. Then next time when he comes, the child doesn't reciprocate love. He just runs away from the place when the guest enters into the house. So this is likely to happen. The mental image is already created in the child's mind. Now, unconducive atmosphere environment. I'll give you an example how it is created. See, one so-called VVIP came to me with some ailment. First 2 or 3 days, strictly professional. He was just talking to me about his ailment when he came, and the second day when he came, if there was any improvement and all, he used to take the treatment and just used to walk off. After 3 4 days, his heart opened. That is, he knew that he could talk to me. His heart opened. That is love. That is, he could confide in me. He was just talking about his family. He said, he's a Malayali. And see, when I go to my place, native place, to meet my parents, and I used to leave my chappals outside. I used to go only with the traditional dress, and I used to get the blessings from my parents. I never used to smoke. I never used to drink when I am with my parents. But in my house, my son and the daughter sometimes they bring their friends. They start drinking within the house. That respect is not there as I was doing it as I was doing with my parents. Now they are drinking. The child, my grandson, just watches his parents drinking. What is happening? Now he says he can identify all brands of wine, drinks. I was simply stunned. Then I told, because he was confiding in me, I thought, see, these VVIP, they don't like advice because they used to boss over so many people. But because he came to me when I was talking about his own family, his own grandson, I told him, see, you should not allow this one. Today he is talking about different brands. The same thing if he goes when he is going to school, he starts blathering about this one. What will happen? The other children would like to know what is wine, what are different brands about which he is talking. They will come home. Then a child, another friend of him, with the child's friend, would like to taste. What will happen? You just imagine. So just you don't should not allow your son and daughter-in-law to drink at home. They want, let them go to the bar, let them just enjoy life. But only thing is, this child should not be allowed to see the parents drinking. He will afterward, he will definitely become a drunkard later on, even at the age of 10 or 15, or even before he reaches the age of, or even in college days, he will start drinking. Which, for which you will not have any control. He was simply stunned. Next day, after 2 or 3 days, he came. My fridge is full of fruits and vegetables only. There is no trace of any wine at all. I just removed all these things. It's empty of wine. This is what is. You have to take it. You took it in proper spirit. Took my advice. So this is what is likely to happen. So environment at home is likely. It be very conducive for the growth of the child, or it may have all repercussions as I have narrated them. Lack of proper guidance. Um, Actually, I give another example. One child, accompanied by his parents, came to me. He must be around 5 or 6. I do not remember the age at which he came. He came to me. The parents brought the child. Usually, I used to sit my chair right in front of me. There is a table. Just opposite, there is another chair, two chairs, one for the patient, another one for the person who is accompanying the patient. This child, when he came, he just occupied the seat, went for the patient. The parents are sitting behind them. And he had a very broad smile, as if he had known me for the past from previously he had seen me. This is actually, I was simply smiling. I did not know what to do. But I felt like laughing, but only thing is, I control. I just smiled at the child and I asked him, "What's your name?" Just casually. He told me his name. And then which school he is studying, all these normal questions to the child. He immediately answered all the questions without any hesitation. Without any hesitation. Then the parents were sitting, they were simply smiling. They didn't open their mouth at all. Then finally I asked, "Why did you come to me?" The child said, "My teacher asked my parents to take me to the psychiatrist." The teacher, how can a teacher ask a parent to take the child to psychiatrist? What does she know about psychiatry? What does she know about psychology? How can she ask the parents to take the child to psychiatrist? Is he fit enough to take him to a psychiatrist? What will happen? Child will be taken to psychiatrist, he will be under medicine, some sedative or something which they will give, then the child will be sleeping. Then I asked him, what is the reason for your teacher to take you to psychiatrist? Then the parents then said, this fellow, now he is talking to you so freely, but when he goes to school, he never talks to anybody, he just keeps me. Then I realized, then I told the problem is with parents, with you. Probably he was a naughty fellow. When he was very naughty, when you are admitting in the school, when you are admitting the child in the school, you just tell him authoritatively, hmm, just thinking that you are disciplining the child, just say, don't talk like this. When you are just going to school, you should not talk unnecessarily. Necessary, unnecessary, he does not know the difference between necessity or unnecessary things. So he just kept himself dumb. He never used to talk. So the problem is with the parents. Then I told the parents, there is nothing wrong with the child. If at all any psychology is required, psychiatric treatment is required, because it is required for the teacher only. Now I told the child, see, when a teacher asks, you have to answer the question. Just when I ask you, you are answering. Just like that, you are answering you just answer the question. If you have any doubt, you just ask. If you got any doubt, you just get it clarified by asking the teacher. Talk to the other children when there is an interval during lunchtime. Don't keep your mouth shut unnecessary. This is the advice I give, but at the same time, teachers are egoist. When I asked you to take the child to psychiatrist, why did you take the child to Reiki? What they do not know anything about psychiatry, they do not know anything about Reiki. Then for this, I told my parents, if they ask you, just say, I consulted a psychologist. They gave some advice to the child. Now hereafter the child will behave properly. I gave this advice also to the child to talk to the teacher. When you are questioned, you just reply. If you do not know, just say I do not know. Then ask if you have got any doubt, ask the teacher. Then during interval period, lunch period, you are to talk to the children. Be friendly with the children. So this is the advice given. So proper guidance, excessive discipline will lead to all these problems. Abuse. When a child does something, you go on abusing. Abusing means when a parent, when relatives come, they bring their own children. They talk about their children, how they score very good grades and all. And you start comparing your child with that child who is shining in the class. Then you are abusing the child. Then child feels shy. He feels that he is inferior to another child with whom he is being compared. Then this abuse will be there permanently in his mind. Later on, it will manifest in the form of inferiority complex, or it becomes very aggressive in the later part of life. Lack of love. If there are three children, if this child is the last one, an unwanted child, she became pregnant, she didn't want to become pregnant, she is unwanted child. Or she is attending to the other siblings and the other grandparents or daughter-in-law, I mean mother-in-law or father-in-law and her husband. This fellow, when he is in need, he is not attended to. So he actually feels the lack of love. This actually forms a scar in his mind. I am not being loved. This actually creates hatred in his mind. Then he hates others also when he becomes an adult. Antisocial element. See, when he is abused, he starts abusing others. Then he become friendly with other children who are not having lot of vices. He becomes an antisocial element. So this actually happens is because of the parents. Parent says you should not move with this child. You should not move with the other child. See, now recently I come across one incident, that is a person belonging to a particular community. If she cooks, parents did not want their children to take the food cooked by this particular lady belonging to a particular community. It just went to the ears of the collector. Collector came and he sat with the children and he actually ate the food cooked by this lady. But one day, afterwards, what is happening, nobody knows. But only thing is, this actually forms a scar in the child's mind. So this particular lady doesn't belong to our community. We should not teach that. That actually um, manifests in the form of hatred. He becomes antisocial. He doesn't like the particular person belonging to a particular community. Who is creating the problem? Parents. Parents only are responsible for creating antisocial elements. The child doesn't become antisocial element in the earlier days if it is studied with love. Love is universal. But if that is lacking, actually, if the child is told you belong to this particular community, the hatred is created in the mind of the child. He just hates people. The other people at the end becomes antisocial element, or he becomes he himself starts fighting with those fellows who belongs to another community. Then hatred creates a sort of mm, permanent scar. He hates the community people for different for the particular community. All these things are likely to happen. So then breathlessness. One lady around the 45 or around 45 to 50, she came to me. From the childhood, she had asthma. What happened in I usually go for the history. When did she develop this one? How long she had been developed having this asthma? When she started narrating, at the age of 3 or 4, she was taken to swimming pool. The trainer was not there. She was allowed to swim. She was drowning. The child was drowning. There was nobody to hmm, bring the child back. The only thing is the child was under the impression she is going to be drowned. She is going to be, she, she is going to die. That actually emotion caused a sort of anxiety in her mind. This permanent, it was permanent. That anxiety was there permanently in her mind. This actually, the what will happen when you are afraid? The breathlessness comes out of fear. Enough optimum quantity of air doesn't enter into the lungs, and she was getting down. Then water enters into the lungs. That is not there. Only air is supposed to enter. All these things combination caused a sort of anxiety, permanent anxiety in the child. This actually gave rise to so many problems, including breathlessness. Doctors identified this as asthma. She was supposed to be suffering from asthma from her childhood. When she narrated all this incident, then I told her that fear actually is there in your mind. Get rid of the fear. Then I had to do what is called psychic surgery. We don't touch the people. We have got our own method of doing surgery. Initially, I removed all the fear by just cleansing the chakras. Then I did what is called psychic surgery after 3 4 days. After a week's time, she was able to breathe without any problem at all. This actually, that is, we have to go to the root cause of the problem. At the age of at the age when the Anahatha chakra was developing, she thought she would die. That emotion stood in her mind. Actually, she was just grew up with this anxiety. Um, Actually, this anxiety manifested in the form of asthma, breathlessness. Then, when somebody comes and gives, you just tell the child, don't take this child, don't eat what is given by another child. All these things, you just poison the mind of the child. Then he becomes suspicious whenever somebody offers something, whenever something good happens. He just starts reading in between the lines. So this is his suspicion. See, probably he is very rigid because of lack of love. He grows up only with this rigidity. He gets married. That girl who is very social in life and she is full of, she has been brought up in a family with full of love. She starts moving with everybody freely. But this husband starts suspecting the wife. They create so many problems in the family life. So this is because of the suspicion. Lack of love may cause rigidity this time. Then he starts suspecting each and everyone. Then bitterness, all this anger. Anxiety. Anxiety already quoted an example, causing breathlessness or asthma. Then when somebody um, is very friendly with your own friend, you are very possessive, but that fellow who is very friendly with you, he just talks to other people, you are feeling jealous. So this jealousy also is the one which manifests in a later part of the life when the person is lacking love in the childhood. All these things are likely to cause problem in the organs which are present in the thoracic cavity. The lungs have to take maximum amount of optimum quantity of air. Air is the one which is related to Anahatha chakra. When you are having some problem, fear, it will not allow the optimum quantity of air to enter into the nose, the lungs. Through the nose, the passage is there. The passage will be blocked. The optimum quantity of air will not enter into the lungs. So air is related to Manipura chakra. When you have the problem of fear or anxiety or any other problem, emotional disturbance, the malfunctioning of Anahatha chakra starts. Malfunctioning of Anahatha chakra will interfere with the energy entering into the lungs. Lungs are supporting the heart. That is why both the organs are kept only in a particular cavity called thoracic cavity. When enough optimum quantity of air doesn't enter into the lungs, naturally heart will not get the maximum amount of energy from lungs. Naturally heart also will show the problem. So they are interrelated. But what I'm trying to tell is no organ is independent in our body. All our organs, starting from um, Muladhara chakra up to the Sahasrara chakra, no chakra is independent. If one chakra is affected, naturally other chakras also will be affected. If the air doesn't enter into the lungs, if the heart doesn't function properly, both are related to another chakra. So heart depends on the air that comes from the lungs. Heart will show malfunctioning. That is because of the malfunctioning of another chakra, which forms a bridge between the spiritual chakras and the materialistic chakras. Lower three chakras are for materialistic purpose. The upper three chakras are for um, spirituality. So this actually causes Anahata chakra is a bridge between the spiritualism and materialism. Materialism, I am living, I am enjoying life, I am taking food, nutritious food, and I am living with the food that is available. That is enjoying day-to-day life. After enjoying day-to-day life, when the Anahata chakra opens, you know what is love. The child knows what is love. Unconditional love. Loving nature, loving the children, other children, colleagues, everything happens. That is unconditional love. This unconditional love, when it Anahata chakra opens, heart opens to receive the love. This love actually forms the bridge between the lower three chakras and the upper three chakras. No, when the heart opens, it's unconditional love. Heart means not the physical heart. In Tamil, we say Irudayam, Idayam. Irudayam is the physical heart. Idayam is the love. That actually opens up to receive unconditional love from others. The child also reciprocates. So when this love actually starts blossoming, Anahatha chakra starts blossoming. It seeks the creators. It actually tries to find out what is responsible for my organs to do their function without my help. Autonomic. All these organs are working autonomically without our aid. I cannot just tell my stomach to digest the food, to go to the liver. No, I cannot say that. All these things are automatically. The person at this stage wants to have the heart opens. The child wants to know what is the cause of all these things. At this time, he looks for a guru, tries to find out the spirituality. So, the Anahatha chakra forms a bridge between the lower three chakras and the upper three chakras, between spiritualism, materialism. This is what you have to bear in mind. See, this is the first chakra. This is represented in red color, Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, orange color, Manipura chakra with yellow color petals, Anahata chakra with green color petals. This is the middle chakra. Below this, three chakras alive, happily living, taking food, enjoying life. This chakra is for love. Love means unconditional love. I love plants. I love my pets. I love the nature. That is unconditional love. I love my parents. I love my relatives. I like my friends. All this is unconditional love. Above three are for spiritualism. About which we'll see later on. Thank you. Yes. Thanks a lot. Any question? Any anything you want to say?
Ma'am, I have two
Video
questions to
மட்டும்
ask.
open பண்ணிடுங்க. Please come to the video mode.
I have two questions to ask. One
Yes.
question is, I have seen small children being shown lot of affection or yielding to whatever they are asking for. Like it's in abundance they give, that they yield to whatever the kid asks. Like 5 year 6 year old kid, I've seen they want this thing, they will buy immediately and give. They will try to satisfy the child in every other way whatever the child asks for. uh, what kind of impact it will make, on which chakra it will make at the later stage?
Actually, the child should be controlled. This is the parents' responsibility.
Mistake.
Parents know what is good for the child, what can harm the child. So they have to know how to handle the child. By means of just telling, you don't have to say this is harmful for you. I will give you this when you become 8 year old, when you become 10-year old. Because the child has got the tendency to, your child will become very adamant. That is the normal character of any child, adamancy. I want this. Especially see this in pampered single child.
Mm.
Most of the parents want only one child. They pamper the child. They give whatever the child asks, but that should not be there. If they give whatever they want, when a child becomes an adult, if he doesn't get what he cannot get, he cannot get what he wants, then he becomes anxiety develops, depression develops. Even he goes to the he cannot face failures in life. Then he has the tendency to commit even suicide. This is likely to happen. So don't pamper the child. Don't give anything the child wants. The parents must control the child. Parents know how to deal with the child. You should not give
Which chakra?
whatever they want.
Which chakra gets affected?
Pardon?
Which chakra gets
That is,
affected?
it is, that is starting from Swadhisthana.
Okay.
Swadhisthana, he wants to enjoy life.
Okay.
Um, Manipura Chakra also, he craves for certain things. He craves for junk food. He craves
Okay.
some good something dress, some dress which is not suitable for him. So this adamancy is the characteristic feature of any child, which is related to Swadhisthana Chakra, Manipura Chakra, and even Anahatha Chakra. Because
Okay.
children up to 7, 8, 9, 10, they're all children. So parents, that is why I'm telling, when the chakras are in the developing stage, all the parents must have control over the children. There is nothing called privacy at all. The child must be able to communicate with the parents. There cannot be any
Okay.
secrecy. So they cannot get whatever they want. If you pamper the child whatever he wants, then he will not, cannot feel the failures in life later on. We are, all of us are having some failures or other in our life. We know how to come out of it. But only thing is, as a child, you must have control over the children. That is related to developing stage of Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata Chakra.
Okay. I have one more doubt to ask.
Spirituality should spirituality should be oriented. You must make the child develop some sort of spirituality even at the age of 2, 3, 4 years old.
I have one more doubt to ask. See, I have a case where they were twins. They were born, but one child died and the other child survived. Does it affect the other child which has survived in any way, in any of the
If the
chakras?
child knows what is death, it may feel sad. I had a colleague
No.
when I was in a veterinary college. He had twins.
Okay.
One child died.
Mm-hmm.
The parents did not tell the other living child, surviving child,
Mm-hmm.
the another child died.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever child asked the parents, what has happened to Mister? Then he used to tell, I have sent the child to grandparents or boarding school. He tried. Until she came 28, 26, she did not know that the his twin died. So you have to hide the fact. You should not tell them. So there is no, they cannot understand it, but they feel sad. Sadness is permanently reduced. Some child actually are lacking love because the parents are working in working condition. Both the parents are working.
Mm-hmm.
They feel the child will be better if he is sent to boarding school.
Mm-hmm.
The child lacks love. Child wants to be with the parents. What will
Mm-hmm.
happen? The child lacks love. He hates the parents who admitted him in the boarding school, and that hatred towards the children, hatred towards the society, and the environment in the boarding school actually makes him mm, hate the society. He becomes very, very rebellious at the later part of life. So the love should be associated, it is associated with Anahata Chakra. That is absolutely essential when the child is growing from day 1 to 21,
Okay.
21 years old.
Actually, ma'am, I was reading last week a book, The Brain, the Story by David Eagleman. And I saw
Mm.
exactly whatever you said, that when the child is on the development from the age of 1 to 10 or 20, it's very important. The environment plays a critical role, and also the parental love, parental compassion. and bringing up them in a disciplined but still in a affectionate way leaves a long impact on the children's mind. They have quoted actually the Romanian Revolution, how the children were brought and they did a study and found out that later how the children really changed according to the way they were brought up. I found lot of similarities in whatever you have been telling in your the last four lectures. A lot of similarities in exactly the same thing. Thank you so much, madam, for your so much in-depth knowledge and analysis and experience.
See, our Indian way of life is totally different from Western life. Children up to a particular age, they are allowed to sleep with the parents.
Yes,
We don't separate the child. Even at the age of 3, 4, the child is given a separate room. The child is asked to sleep in a separate room. And the parents sleeping in a separate room. The child is exposed to so many things. He switches on TV. He does not have any control what to see, what to be seen, what not to be seen. All these things are there. But in our Indian condition, we actually make the child to sleep with us. We just give some make the child sleep. We just talk. We just tell stories even about Tenal Raman or about God, about Lord Shiva,
yes,
so many
yes,
about Raman, so many things we go on telling. So this is actually to inculcate spirituality in the growing mind that is
yes,
lacking in um, adult life. Make
yes.
the
Thank,
child was lots of tell stories. If the child is with lot of person, it is a child. For example, I talk about next chakra. Or I gave another. When working in their hospital, one boy actually came. He was around 16, 15, 16 years old. He was having very morose and sadness was written in his face. The mother only brought him. She was just talking, this fellow is feeling aloof and he's having diabetes. See, needless fix, he has to inject himself insulin then and there. It's a permanent one. Diabetes. I asked the mother to sit outside. I asked the child. He was around 16 or so. He developed this diabetes even at the age of 5 or 6. I asked him what is happening. Both the parents are surgeons, Indians, surgeons working in America. The child was left alone. They didn't have time to spend with the child. He was under the care of babysitter right from the childhood. He wanted his mother or father to be with him at least for a few hours daily, which was not there. He never, sometimes he, for weeks together, he never used to see the parents at all. Total lack of love. This actually created a sort of vacuum in his mind that actually was responsible for the for juvenile diabetes. The stress, anxiety, sadness, lack of love, all these are created a sort of um, metabolic disorder, diabetes, related to Manipura chakra. So parents' affection, love is absolutely essential. That was lacking. This fellow actually was um, suffering from juvenile diabetes. That is Western mode of treatment. I mean, mode of life. Okay, thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
welcome.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome. God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Amen.